1 year, 0 goals, Herculez Gomez, something, nothing, or everything for Raul Jimenez.
This is everything not only for Raul Jimenez. And people need to acknowledge that Raul Jimenez is no longer the same Raul Jimenez of those years you just mentioned, that 2019 season. Since November 2020, when we all know he had that unfortunate clash of heads with David Luiz, an incident that almost took his life, he's not been the same player. It's okay to recognize that. What's not okay is to keep calling him in when he will be 34 years of age at the next World Cup. He's not better than Santi right now, Santi Jimenez, who's, by the way, only 21 years old. He's not better than Henry Martin, who's 30 years old right now. He's not better than Funes Mori, who's 31, who's his age right now. That's a reality. Stop calling him in. Call in anybody else, a younger player, somebody you think maybe down the line can do something. But to call in Raul Jimenez right now is exactly why fans are booing, why they're upset. Raul Jimenez was a great player, and it happens to every single player. And it's one of those sad cases that we can mention players, maybe at no fault of their own, had an injury or something outside of the sport, and it cost them their future within their pecking order or their actual sport. He's not the first, won't be the last, but you need to recognize that those Raul Jimenez years are gone.
Time to move on. For Raul Jimenez as well, I think at the club level, right? I think he's got to get a move out of Wolves. Maybe he can find another situation. But the bottom line, Herc, is you're not going to have him back in the national team until he starts scoring goals again. To your point, I want to see Henry Martin. I want to see Santi Jimenez. I don't want the opportunity that those guys need, right, to build, to create chemistry with guys like Chucky Lozano or Orbelín Pineda. I don't want those minutes to go to Raul Jimenez. So I think it's time to move on. At some point, you got to, as you say, accept he's no longer the player that he was. And I think Diego Coca seems to have held out some hope. I hope he doesn't go down the path of Tata Martino, who really, truly, even when everything told us that beyond the head injury, remember he had an injury going into the World Cup in the midsection, remember?
Yeah.
We knew this player was not going to be fit. And everybody held out hope. And at some point, you got to say, he's not the guy he used to be.
Your lasting memory of him will be the bicycle kick versus Panama that ultimately got him into the World Cup or got him in position to fight for that World Cup playoff. That was almost a decade ago.